Everybody, welcome back to the Coach Kav Show. We're at episode 10. So I first want to say thank you for staying tuned and watching what's going on. It's been a fun journey so far. So what I want to do is just kind of talk to you about what I'm thankful for. And the reason why is because everybody uses Thanksgiving and the holidays as the opportunity to give thanks. And you know what, I learned this from my father early on, is that every day, he used to talk about it like on his birthday. Every day was his birthday. That's the way he thought about it, because he really did. He thought about it like a gift. Oftentimes, we didn't think of it as a gift because we didn't like some of the things that were happening. So, but what we did learn is that to be very grateful for what we have. And before you start getting into all these other feelings of like, you don't have everything and you don't have the things that you want, more often than not, that's because you're starting to look at other people's stuff. But if you just focus on the gifts that you have and the things that you were given, you're going to realize that you're pretty freaking lucky. So let's just start with that. And I want to say, I'm very thankful to be here. And I'm also very thankful that you're even paying attention, you're watching the show and watching any things that we're doing, whether you're an athlete, a coach, or a parent. I really appreciate it. But, last week was Thanksgiving, and it was awesome. I had a great time with family. But I want to talk about the most important things for me right now in my life, and they've always been family. And I'm very, very thankful for the people that I've had in my life that have been there for me. Because you know what? Family will never leave you. And as athletes, often you guys think that, you got to butt heads with them. But what you got to realize is sometimes your parents, they're your biggest critic because they care about you. And that biggest critic is also your biggest fan. So you should be very thankful for the pressure they put on you. And whether that's, your brother, your sister, your mom or your dad or your aunt or your grandfather, if they're getting on you, it's because they want you to do better. And I've always learned that, I might not enjoy that moment, but I'm very thankful for those lessons because they've made me a better man. They made me a better person. And it's today, and it's in moments like this, and it's in moments like Thanksgiving when you get together at a table and you break bread and you enjoy it and you sit down, you're definitely, you appreciate it more because you realize it goes way beyond that argument. So I just want to say, man, I'm really thankful for my family. I had an opportunity to spend some time, with the in-laws, eat a lot of food, definitely put on some weight, and had a little too much sweets. But you know what? I'm also thankful for, just the time to be able to do that and kind of get away from, the daily grind of whether it be academics for you, but for me, it's the business and it's for our athletes. So I'm very thankful for that. The second thing is I'm very thankful for our athletes, the kids that we're able to work with. I believe that, with SSI, we've been able to have a platform to build and work with some of the best athletes in the world. And I'm very grateful for that opportunity. But you know what? It's their drive and their desire that kind of keeps us going every day. Because there's days as coaches that we don't have the energy to put up with like some of the crap that comes into the doors. But we realize that, the goals that you have as an athlete, they're bigger than maybe some of the frustrations we're dealing with that day. And that's the stuff that kind of gives us some motivation. And yeah, I know that you're turning and looking at us for motivation, but sometimes we get that from you. So first of all, I just want to say thanks. And it's your goals and your desires that's something that I really am thankful for, because that gives me the motivation to kind of create better strategies and better ways to get you better, when you're working with us as an athlete, because that's something that we're super excited about. Every single day we get up for it, and I'm really, really appreciate of the opportunity that you give us to work with you. But I'm also very thankful for my staff to have that same motivation that I have to kind of give you some of those techniques and strategies that we have. So I'm very thankful for you as an athlete. The third thing is the process. I'm very thankful and I'm very grateful for the athletic journey. The idea that, it's just you work one day and then you reap a benefit. Like the idea of playing basketball, you shoot a ball and it goes in or it goes out. You either miss or you make it. That's not what the performance process is about. With most of our athletes here being football athletes, guys that are even trying to, the guys that are going to college, but even the guys that are getting ready for the NFL draft and that are kind of going through this process right now, I'm very thankful for those struggles, because it's in those moments when, you don't know. Like right now, there's a lot of guys searching for agents and trying to pick out the right one, right? And they're thankful for there's a lot of people coming at them, right? And you know what? I'm thankful for maybe being a guide that could help them along the way. I'm thankful for there being struggles on the, how do I get to the pros? Because I know that I have the strategy to help them get there. So I'm actually very thankful for the fact that it's not like just easy script to write out. Because if it were that easy, right? Everybody would make it. And yeah, there's like the talent code that you got to evaluate, like the talent. Not everybody has that ability, but then there's the work ethic and there's the strategies. And that's something that we do really well. And I'm super excited to be able to kind of always kind of problem solve. And I know often we find out that like the deadline becomes the biggest negative, or the biggest obstacle becomes, the thing that's holding you back. So I'm very thankful for those problems. I'm very thankful for those hurdles, because the problems is what gives us the process. And if we own the process, every time that we kind of figure out a way around those problems and a way over those obstacles, we get better as a person and as an athlete. And as a coach, I get better so I can help more athletes. So I'm very thankful for that. Now, I want you as an athlete, and no matter what situation you're in, I want you to think about the things that you are thankful for. And I know that you guys have just passed Thanksgiving, but you know what? Thanksgiving and the holiday season is a really good opportunity for you to kind of take some time. There's a natural break associated with your academic situation, athletics, and other things that are going on in your very busy life that give you a chance to kind of pause. Look at the things that you're very thankful for. Look at the things that are going on in your life and realize the things that you need to work on. So what I do during the Thanksgiving year, which is probably very different than all the other people in the fitness or performance industry, they wait till New Year's to create these goals. And they always talk about goal setting during January. I set our goals, and I've been doing this for me personally in my own life and in the business side of things since I can remember. During the Thanksgiving time, when you're kind of not doing much, I look back at kind of where we've been for the year, because there's really not much I'm going to be able to change going into December, right? That's it. We're already here. So I look back at kind of where we've been, what did I want to accomplish for this year, and then I evaluate it. That also allows me to kind of have the foundation for me to look at, what do I want to do for 2017? What do I want to do for the next year? So when I do that, I can create the game plan from now till January 1st. So I want to figure out, number one, what do I want to accomplish? Number two, what is the best strategy to make that happen? So come January 1st, while everybody else is still trying to figure out what their goals are, I can get started on my process. And I've always learned that, even if I'm not as good as somebody, right? As an athlete, even if I'm not as fast as somebody else, but I could read the offense better than them and I could read that quicker, I'm out of the block quicker, I'm gonna make that tackle. And I'm going to be able to get out of the gate. I've seen running backs that aren't that fast beat defenders because they make a quick cut and they know where the ball's going. So if you do that as a person in your personal goals and your athletic goals, for me, it's in my business and with my athletes, I do that from the time of Thanksgiving to Christmas to create the best strategy. So come January 1st, we're full speed. And the Christmas gifts that come to you on the 25th are the gift to be able to keep moving ahead of everybody else. You want to be faster than them. And the best way to do that is to start now. Start today creating the game plan. Figure out the goals, create the strategy so you can execute come January 1st. That is what has been probably one of the biggest areas where I've had an edge on my competition, both in my athletic career and in my business career, working with the guys, is because we already know what that is. While they find it out 2-3 months or 2-3 years after we're already doing it, there's techniques that are coming out right now for the NFL Combine that we've been doing for 10 years. And actually, we've improved them so much that those things don't even matter anymore. So I want you to think about kind of what you're doing right now. What do you want to accomplish? Start creating the game plan from now. So the present that comes to you, freaking Christmas Day, is the gift of being ahead of everybody else while they're sitting there enjoying, their presents and their Xbox. You're enjoying the game plan that's going to get you to the next level. That's the one gift I want to give you right now before Christmas gets here, is the opportunity to create a strategy. And if you need help with that, look, our doors are always open. We've never turned a kid down. We think, again, the thing I'm very thankful for is your goals and your drive. So I'm not going to turn you down. If I can help out, be more than happy to. But I really want you to understand that I think that's a gift. To be able to have a strategy, to know exactly that hundreds of kids before you have done this and it's worked, that's a great opportunity. I'll be more than happy to help there. I want you to create your game plan, figure out your goals. The thing I want to ask you right now is, what are you thankful for? But not just are your family, is the thing that you're thankful for is your family. The thing that you're thankful for is your friends or the gifts that you have. I want to think about, what are the things that you're thankful for from God in the genetics, right? That your parents gifted you straight through, through life. And what I mean by that is, most of you guys want to play at the next level. what are the talents you have? Like, what makes you better than everybody else? Because if you could hone that skill in and you could tighten that up, I could tell you that you will be the best guy in that area. Like, everybody has some sort of God-gifted talent. And if you do, right, if you work on those things, I guarantee that you're going to be on the edge of your competitors every single day. You're constantly going to be just ahead of them. So ask yourself, what special talent do you have? And what are you going to do for 2017 to make that the number one thing that college coaches, pro coaches, or scouts look at you and say, hey, this guy could play. This guy, he's the strongest dude on the field. He's the fastest athlete on the field. He's got an IQ, man. He's super smart. He understands the game. He always makes the right decisions. These are the type of things that I tell you, if you really invest in, you're going to make a huge return. So number one, I want you to say, hey, I'm thankful for this. And because I'm so thankful for this talent, I'm going to use the gift that God and my parents have given me. Look, I'm really proud of you. I'm super proud of the opportunities that we've been given to work with our athletes. I'm very thankful for you, but I want to make sure that you're thankful for that too, and that you can work your ass off to make that happen. I'm super excited for what's going to come to you this, not only this holiday season, because I know people are already starting right now, but I know it's going to be a hell of a year for most of you guys if you put the game plan in play today and don't wait. Good luck to you, and be your best.